burst, but most of that burst does come in later in the game. As Victor, he's not that much damage pre level 6. Once he does hit level 6 though, that is the big power spike Crastiel. He's gonna have to watch out for that, but I'm expecting Crastiel to mostly be roaming around the map with his jungler there on the J4, as especially around the spotlight like we were talking about, most likely will have the most pressure. Potential level 5 or level 1
Ooh, here
invade
we
here.
go.
It's not
Jeez.
gonna invade guard. He is just immediately blown up there for the first blood for Liberty.
Holy cow, there goes the karma just right into the ground. I think that might have been even faster than yesterday's game one first blood, which was blazing fast. We got under 45 seconds there on the first blood. So I don't know if they're going for a record or what, but Rensga, at least down there in the bot lane, just kind of ran it into them 5v5 there in the alcove bush. That was hard to watch, especially if you're a guard fan. Man.
He didn't burn his flash. I do like that. I don't think he had the chance to burn his flash, to be fair. It was kind of
Yeah.
a we see you, now we don't see you kind of thing, but he did get that ignite off as well as Wasp. So those are the only summoner spells here that we will be missing for the first 4 minutes of the game. And a couple wards dropped in that middle bush there as well. So not crazy, warding on the enemy red or blue or anything like that. Minerva is actually opting to start on his own red without a leash as well.
Yeah, for sure. And you can really, I would say, chalk that up to something of a meta that's forming here in CBLOL is that that level one invade down there on the bot side, looking for those early plays.
I think we have unfortunately lost Axeman to the power of the level 1 invade. I feel that it takes your Wi-Fi away when that can happen sometimes. Right now, it is very quiet across the map. The first dragon is going to be Infernal, so we will not get our 4th Infernal Soul out of 5 current CBLOL games, unfortunately. Could be an early fight around the bottom river scuttle right here, as we did see both junglers starting on their top side buffs and then working their way down to bot lane. Matsukaze and Wasp, though, are the ones with that bot side river control, though. So most likely we don't want to see Minerva trying to fight over that early scuttle because he's got no bot lane pressure. Hades and guard, you had the level 1 death. Unfortunately, that does mean that the level 2 is going to be significantly harder, especially if Was is able to land any Qs. That is the power of the Lux Caitlyn. Very similar to the Caitlyn Morgana that I was talking about earlier. You land one Q, you land a trap immediately after. That could be at least half your HP gone there, as exactly as I'm saying it, that happens to guard. Almost completely gone once again from Summoner's Rift. Minerva starting that bot lane scuttle. He is spotted out on the ward, but he is able to take it before anyone is able to roam up. That is the power of a Viego. Very fast clears for himself. Hopefully, J4 is able to walk up to that top scuttle. It is just kind of chilling there for right now. Both solo lanes kind of just completely even here across the board. A little bit of a CS lead for Crastiel, a little bit more on the other side for Ale. Chiari very low on mana. Ale, he's got the pressure of his jungler though. Minerva, he's hanging out here on the top side. Actually is able to get a double scuttle for himself here in game one. Very powerful on the Viego. That is a big lead over J4 here now as guard. He is just blown up by Wasp. Wasp about to drop here with the ignite from guard, but that shielding from his W there is just not able to keep him alive. Hades flashing forward with the 4th shot though. He's able to pick up that kill, looking for a second here on Matsukaze, but with the E-trap auto, he is able to turn it back around. 2 for 1 there in favor of Liberty here. Once again, Hades picking up that only kill for right now on Rensga. He is the member that they do want to get these early kills on, as we will get to see a replay here of, I believe this is the 2nd Q that Wasp was able to hit. He actually hit it with a flash there as well. Very impressive, as you see. He doesn't have very much mana to be able to live with. He could have recalled right here if he walked back just a little bit outside of the flash 4th shot range of Hades.
All right.
Oh,
Hello,
uh-oh.
Camcom. I'm gonna come
Hi.
hang out with you for a little while here. You have been absolutely slaying it, and like you said, with quite a lot of action recently. It is honestly kind of a boon to just have a play-by-play be able to hang out and do their thing. However, I figured it was good to come in and give you a break. So we're gonna hang out. We're gonna see what Liberty versus Rensga ends up being. As already that Korean bot lane that we were talking about earlier has been put to the test and seems to be coming up ever so slightly short against the I would say more comfortable Liberty.
Yeah, absolutely more comfortable. But more comfortable or just you land 1 Q and we take 3/4 of your HP bar, one or the other. That is just the power of Luxus. Was he has been on point with these Qs right now. Unfortunately, Matsukaze was out there in the rewarding, so not quite able to land the trap combo there. But first dragon is up on the map. We did see a couple 6-minute dragons taken yesterday here in CBLOL. So I am not maybe fully expecting an early dragon, but I'm excited to see what timer we have it at.
Yeah, you're dubious about it. You could see an early
Yes.
dragon being taken. Well, I see a kill being taken top. A yell actually going quite low as Kiara tries to chase him under the tower. But what this is really doing is, of course, applying a lot of pressure to Rensga, not letting Ayel move down to that bot side. Even if they did have the time, even if they did have the shove, right now, not being able to contest the push from Kiari, Rensga on the bottom side of the map end up suffering as well, with both junglers not able to go for the dragon. And honestly, Liberty in the slightly better position to be able to do it later as well, mainly because of the Caitlyn Lux. Now we've
Testing,
seen
testing.
Jim Carver's. Oh, is it Axeman?
Hey,
Oh
there
my
we go.
goodness.
Yeah, first game, first day, and the internet goes out. That ain't that just like CBLOL? My bad, guys.
No, no problem. Please, please, take over. I was making a point about dragons and Caitlyn Karmas, but as I said, Minerva, he just starts at the dragon anyway. We got some action to bot lane. How about Camcom
Oh,
goes?
okay, guard. Oh, the ult W almost had enough healing there for guards to be able to make it out alive, but unfortunately just not quite enough. Matsukaze, he's in real pretty now on this Caitlyn. 40400 shutdown on his head.
You know, I didn't think it was possible, Cam, but something has died more on this stream than my Wi-Fi. It's guard 3 times. What has happened? What's going on? We spent so much time talking up this karma pick, and he seems to be running it down, as it were. I'm not really sure.
Oh
They
no.
imported this guy from Korea, right? What's going on there?
I mean, you have Karma. She does have her ult very early, and she's not a laning champion, I would say. She is much more of a team fight. That is why people have been picking Karma because of her mantra E plus Shirelio's combo. It could be an engage plus a disengage depending on which one you use when, right? So laning phase, maybe not Karma's particularly strongest suit, especially into a counter pick such as Lux.
Yeah, good stuff there, and still trying to get something squared away. There's the Ninja Link, and we're back onto the YouTube page. All right, Goku trading back and forth. Sorry, folks. With Crastiel there. Crastiel's starting to run low on mana. Got to be careful, especially with this next play coming up here. Looks like he was not able to start that dragon up earlier, as I remember he had started that. But he's going to start it back up now. See if he can get through it this time. Wass over the wall. No, he's going to be fine. He's going to get that first dragon down of the game. Rensga securing the objectives across the map. I believe it's pronounced Gisamis.
I think
Cam,
it's
Portuguese expert.
Decimus? I'm gonna go with Decimus here, but
Sounds
Ayo,
good to
he could
me.
be the next one here caught out as Crastiel. He predicts a flash E with his E there, but it's not even going to be a flash. He just tries to walk out, but with that ult out of there from Crastiel, he is still going to be falling, holding that flash because he knows he either flashes and dies or he dies with his flash up, dropping that herald that they did
Yikes.
just take for that first dragon. They traded that to Herald for the dragon. Infernal, of course, going over to Rensga very early on, but with a completely taken top lane tower at 9 minutes, plus I think almost a
It's
second
just
one here
not.
as well. It is such a huge gold lead now, 4,000 in favor of Liberty.
Yeah, it really is. That's a pretty big lead at this stage of the game, right? But I mean, you're drawing
Oh
first
no.
blood at 45. They're going to
Oh
get a second
no.
turret. There's no way, right? Does this go down too?
I mean, they're gonna have to take the second tower now here as well. Ale, he
Yeah, they
was
got
able
it.
to flash out from that cataclysm, but
Holy.
flashing away Kiari flashes in right after him and is not going to matter very much. Is that second or that inner tower there as well? They buffed a little bit of it with how much gold it gives you, right? As well. So there might
For
not be
sure.
any objective findings quite yet, but I am definitely expecting them to be spawning soon for Rensgas. We've got a
So
replay.
here's my question: what is Kiari gonna do? Right? Here's that replay for you coming up. You see, he's channeling the back, trying to bait him out. But no, the back just goes through, as does the Rift Herald. And I don't even know why we're seeing this replay. This was just a slaughter, right? There's three blue members up there, and no answer back from IL, from Miner. They're so busy downside bot taking that first dragon. At that point, Cam, it kind of seems like a bait to even go for that with how much they accomplished up top side. I mean, you get that top turret, get that inner turret as well. And I did they get the charge off on the inhib turret? I don't
Yeah, yeah,
think they did.
they did.
Holy moly! So like what? Uh, this is my question: what is Kiara even gonna do? It looks like he's just kind of harrowing Miner at this stage of the game, but I guess the answer is he could do whatever he wants to at this stage. Um, with Isle, you can't push this wave out past where that inner turret used to be. You're trying to last hit desperately over. Oh, God. He almost. Look, if he hadn't shielded in time, he would have died again there. That would have been a fourth death for the
Oh yeah.
karma. But it's a real close one here. I've been critical of Rensga over the past several games and over the offseason there too. And normally I've been met with this like, well, I thought you were, a fan of theirs. They're not doing that bad. Now they're doing real bad. All right.
Oh no, Hades! DeSarvis, he's arrived down here in the bot lane. He doesn't even have to use that cataclysm to pop Hades anymore. DeSalmus now on the board, or no, actually that kill went over to Crastiel, so he's got his second kill here on the board. They already got the first tower up top lane, so this is just going to be their second tower with even more plates. Goku here, he's forced flash away in the mid lane as well. Minerva, he's here just trying to help clear this wave, stop the tower taking, stop the pressure that Liberty has across the map. Absolutely insane objective control. 10 plates currently, actually 11 counting mid lane as well as plates. They fall in a minute and a half. It's a race against the clock. Can they get all three towers completely taken before then?
At this pace that they're going at, I really think they can, and I think they're going to be taking the Nexus, not long after that, right? I mean, you're not talking about, I don't think they're asking too much at this stage, and Rensga really just aren't putting up the kind of necessary um, resistance, really. You're looking at mid lane is really the only last bastion for them, and it's going down in quick order in the next couple of minutes here, I'd have to imagine.
Yeah, and with that gold total that you can see, it's 6,000 gold right now for Matsukaze at just 13 minutes. I believe that is two, maybe 1.5 completed items for the Caitlyn, as now you could just send Matsukaze in mid lane. He could be shoving out these waves for as long as he pleases. Yeah, 1.5 items completed right now. The completed Gale Force plus the crit cloak there as well. Man, Matsukaze, he is running Summoner's Rift right now.
He sure is. You love to see it there too with the Caitlyn. That first pick blue side getting their money's worth out of this champion. I would call this the best AD carry on the patch right now. There are a couple different AD carries that arguments could be made for with the Azrael, the Aphelios. I think Jin is in that conversation, but probably at the bottom of the conversation, while Caitlyn is almost certainly at the top. So yeah, this bot lane, I wasn't in love with it from the start, but I think everyone universally kind of quietly hopes that like imports, some sick part of you wants them to fail and, wants the hometown heroes to succeed here. And that sick part of me is very happy right now, Cam, because you're seeing, the hometown bot lane come through big with the big picks and just making it happen over and over here. Kari up topside with that Graves into the Jace. I'm loving that as well. That success coming out there too.
Yeah, those objective bounties did finally spawn. I'm not quite sure if they got all 3 towers. I believe that they got it down to 1, maybe 2 plates there in the mid lane and then took it immediately after that 14-minute mark. So still lots of plates here right now in the favor of Liberty. 7 kills on top of that here as well contributes a lot to their current 6,000 gold lead over Rensga. Baron, or even second Rift Herald here, is on the map pretty much freely for the taken right now for Liberty as guard. See,
Ooh.
oh no, he gets one shot. I saw the bubble land. I was like, there's no shot that Zoe's gonna be able to reach him, right? And nope, there definitely is.
Oh, and Cam Guard had done so well for so long too. I don't think he had died in the last 10 minutes, but he adds another one to his collection there at the tail end of the competitive viability of this game. I'm going to go ahead and say it is that dragon picked up by Liberty. To answer back just a couple of minutes ago, that first Rift Herald went down too. I believe, yeah, that second Rift Herald's already gone down. Is into Samus's pockets currently. There's not much left for him to really drop it on. They're paying around here for the bot side. Um, so might see that get dropped around that bottom lane, but they got quite a cooldown left on that Rift Herald. So you might see it get dropped in um, competition for another objective here with that next dragon coming up in a couple minutes. We'll see where he drops it.
Yeah, that first Rift Herald was dropped in exchange for that first Infernal Dragon that Rensga got. That is how that they were able to get that first dragon, despite how much further ahead Liberty's bot lane was, right? As it's either a trade or they get both, and you'll absolutely take a trade over getting
Ooh.
neither one of them as Minerva. Ooh, recall on a ward. That is a painful recall to take it. It is a little faster though, so we'll take it.
For sure, and it's one thing for the karma to get blown up. I mean, you're way far behind, right? But I believe that was Minerva's first death, so you're kind of standing there like, "Hey, bot lane, what the heck happened?" Because all of a sudden, enemy Lux is like 2 items, and they're deleting me from across the map. It's not cool. It's not okay. Yeah, that was Minerva's first death. So you have to imagine the mental state of guard right now isn't great. But for now, his teammates, it's starting to get worse here too, as they're starting to realize, hey, the snake's starting to coil around us here a little bit now. Liberty are starting to put the chokehold on as that second Rift Herald crashes through 2 turrets down the bot lane and actually takes down that inhib turret, breaking open the base.
Yeah, Wass is absolutely showing the advantages of picking Lux over Morgana in this very lane abusive bot lane here that is usually the Caitlyn Morgana, but Lux with the significant range advantage over Morgana. Ale could be caught out here by Desamas. He's trying to run away. He has that flash available, but with the bubble sleep through the wall, there's nowhere left to run into Samus. I think that's his first kill now on the board.
I believe so. Yeah, he hasn't really had much room, right? This is kind of your dream game for an early game jungler like this, is that all of your late game lanes get hyper fed in the first couple of minutes because you're kind of like, well, my job's done. Like I already carried this team across the early to mid game. We're already in this late game, right? I mean, you're looking at late game carriers for yourself like that Caitlyn and up top side like that Graves. Both of them are on 2 items. That's it. You didn't have to do anything this game. And I mean, he helps him out. He's got the 4 assists. And he picked up that kill on IL just now. But honestly, he probably didn't have to even spawn this game.
Oh no. Hey, that one kill right now for Rensga, it's on Hades. Out of anyone you would like it on Goku if you could pick one of those 5 people to trade it on to maybe. But no, we've got it on Hades, probably the second best person to have it here as Jin, he could definitely start doing maybe a little bit more damage here with his ults later on. I don't think he's gonna be allowed to walk up and auto attack Matsukaze. That is not a thing that will ever be allowed of him in this game, but ult damage, maybe W damage as well.
Ooh.
Okay, I was honestly terrified that the Caitlyn ultimate there was just going to one shot him. Like I
Yeah,
was fully
no.
convinced that he was dead.
Your fear is well warranted, right? Matsukaze is so fed right now. I feel like he could have built items. He would have been trolling, but he probably could have built items to the point where that ult does kill IL there, right? That was definitely a possibility. He's building a little bit. Oh,
Crusty could be
he's
caught out here
gone.
with the ultimate shutdown
Okay.
will fall to ill. Okay, they got one kill back, but the rest of Liberty, they realize we don't need to take this fight. Absolutely. Just play it safe. You got one kill, you got one shutdown over to Rensga. Now we can all just walk away, be safe. We got two or one inhibitor turret and the other one very low now. Just walk back, take that dragon completely uncontested.
Cam, you know we have to talk about it now, right? We have to talk about the comeback. Is it possible? What will we do if Renska come back from this game? I will wear a cowboy hat for the rest of the split. What are you gonna do? What do you got?
Oh, cowboy hat. I've got a pizza hat.
All right, pizza hat for Cam. I will wear the cowboy hat. When anyone in chat asks us why we're wearing those, we'll say because Rensga won this one game one time. People would be like, Rensga pizza? What? It's just what Cam had on
Yes.
hand, folks. It's just what they had on hand. But yeah, I'm gonna wear that cowboy hat. Uh, Honestly, this is so impossible. We might have to do something worse, like get matching Rensga tattoos or something like that. But we're not there yet, right? There's still a ways out from actually coming back in this game. It's like an 8K gold difference here. So we're really talking about nothing because it can't happen, right? I don't know. I mean, Hades
Oh
got their
no.
only kill on top of IL there. They get the pick off on a Crastiel exactly where they need it to be. Now they're going to fight over this Baron, and this would be the last team fight of this game if
The
it does not go in
Samus?
Renska's favor. Yeah, he's looking for an opening here.
I mean, at this point, Goku, he's sitting at 1.5 items. He is almost even in items here to Crastiel, as team fight damage is definitely going to go much more in favor of a Victor over a Zoe's. He's not got as much poke, but team fight pressure and damage does go towards him. So if they are trying to 5v5, then that is who you're going to need. Is Minerva takes the full brunt of Wass's combo there. Not taking a whole lot of damage though, as Was did opt to build that crown. So a little bit more of a safety build there for the Lex. I still like it as long as you can keep this Lex alive. She could be hidden Qs.
Yeah, I'll say, and I like your point about Victor. I think you can totally solo carry one of these team fights. Certainly, when we get further in this game, he gets more items under his belt. Um, but you want
Yari,
to keep in mind that
wraparound.
oh, there we go, going for
Okay.
the angle there. Doesn't quite get it, but gets Renska to back right off. Everybody else going to go for the reset here too. I think they're just waiting for that wave to crash up topside and give Renska something to worry about because now they can probably reset and just go for this Baron, and they should be uncontested now. But um, yeah, what I wanted to talk about was Liberty, I believe, still outscale Rensga. It's just Victor that should be super difficult for them to contend with in that late game, right? And Hades is on Jin, right? Is going to be dealing a lot of damage there in the late game too, but it is really Goku you got to worry about. And that is getting more serious of a situation for Liberty as the game goes on. But you still got Matsukaze on Caitlyn. You got Kiari on Graves. That's a lot of late game damage coming out of this team.
Yeah, Baron is going to be started up here by Liberty. There is not going to be able to have any trade as Dragon. You still got 2 minutes on the next Dragon, so it is going to be quite a minute here. Ale could be caught out. Nice Karma E, giving in a little bit more movement speed, but doesn't even matter. Desamas caught out in his own Cataclysm. Now trying to turn it back around here. Jinol doing a little bit of slowing,
Woo!
but he got caught by Wass's Q. You are going to be deleted from Summoner's Rift, sleeping onto Minerva here as well.
Oh,
He tried to flash away, but you are only given more flashes over to Crastel. He could be looking for a sleep here through the wall onto Goku, but he lets them live. 3 versus 4 now in the front, in front of their top side inhibitor tower here.
Hades playing with fire up topside here. It only takes one skill shot from either team to really get blown up. Oh, Kiari almost
Oh
going
man. Oh
down there.
my god, he is gone. He is deleted, man. The amount of damage that Crowsteel is doing right now is just so not okay. He is still holding on to that extra flash here as well if he wants to go for a one-shot into Hades, but they're going to let him live. They traded that for one inhibitor. That is the first inhibitor that they have actually been able to take here top side at 23 minutes. That could definitely transition into that first Baron.
Here's the replay for you. IL trying to flash out there, begets the sleep anyway. Cataclysm, ill-fated here. His guard's gonna flash out of it, and Minerva's gonna ult into it, picks up the kill on Desamis. Meanwhile, Hades on the backside dropping the ult onto him, and all of a sudden, IL just gets absolutely freaking deleted there at the back end of that clip. Um, that's you hate to see it. This has turned into almost like a dodgeball game where you just get hit by one thing and that's it. You're just out of there. There's no real tanks. There's no real like front line or anything like that. You have primary engage on the junglers, and everybody else is just holding their dodgeball and gets to throw it at one other person. Right now, Liberty is winning that contest, but honestly, Rensga doesn't look too bad compared to the gold differential between these teams.
Yeah, it is almost a 10,000 gold lead now in the favor of Liberty. But like you're saying, for the last couple team fights here, Renska, they found 2 picks in a row now. Couple of shutdowns in their pocket will close the gold lead a little bit as Ale, that is not going to close the gold lead a little bit. Getting picked off there just in front of that rock in your face. Very unfortunate as Crastiel, I mean, like you're saying here, Axeman, you just have to play dodgeball. You dodge one E, you have to watch out for the next Q from Was. You dodge one Q, now the other one is going to be back up here as well. So if you are able to dodge both of them, though, that is a very small window to try and make a play here. Is now you're on the next turrets.
You certainly are, and you're taking a lot of damage, Goku. Heavy trades across the backside. Here's Curtain Call. See if this gets through it all. Um, there's some pretty big shields on the side here from Matsukaze and Kiari. Some pretty big shields indeed, but yeah, they're going to be able to walk right out. That curtain call doesn't really hurt them too much. Third dragon should be going down here now for Liberty. I don't know if they get to Soul. I think it would almost be weird if they got to Soul here, Cam. I don't want to use the term embarrassing, but this game was over at 45 seconds. Everything
Oh
after
no.
that is just Liberty trying to destroy the Nexus and failing over and over. And it's been that way for the last 15 minutes. So at some point, you just got to say, hey, fellas, maybe we got to close this one out. Maybe we don't need to get Elder Dragon and 3 Barons to close this game out. But they're going to go for the Baron buff here now. Should be uncontested. Guard looking for a way in, does not find it. Instead, finds death.
Guard. Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh
there he
no.
goes. And
Hey man, he was there. You have a mantra Q, you steal that Baron with the mantra Q. That is like a play of a century right there. That play in and of itself would be worthy of a cowboy hat. I would say as Minerva could be next up here. Caught out nice Q prediction there from Was onto Minerva with that heartbreaker. But Minerva, he's still able to walk away at least with his life 4 right now. 4v5 here in front of your Nexus turrets. They have the Baron, they have 3 dragons. Are you able to keep them off of your Nexus turrets this time around? Goku fishing for an angle on his ult. First Nexus tower has fallen now. Second one quickly follows suit. His only Nexus left, Ale. He gets one shot through the Cataclysm. He serves for a little bit longer though. Desamas is actually knocked out, but Matsukaze is able to clean it up. The Nexus will fall. Liberty taking game